Hey, what's in Madrid here? Doing a reading for Amiliany. Alright, so you are born in November 1980, so that makes you um, Sagittarius and monkey. So let's go over what Sagittarius means. So Sagittarius is generally someone who likes traveling. Someone with a big personality, and you probably have many friends in life and many interests. Now, there's more than just your sun sign, so your ascendant is in Aquarius. I'm using 12 o'clock as your birth time, so yeah, Aquarius will give you a more independent outlook on life. So, along with Sagittarius, it will probably make you someone who wants to find their own direction in life, and you probably won't be following the general path or the general lifestyle, which is, just work and family and whatnot. You'll probably be interested in traveling and working overseas, meeting new people, so on and so forth. So the next sign after that is the moon. Now your moon is in Cancer, and this is a good place for moon to be in. It gives you a lot of emotional wealth. Um, when people talk to you, they'll feel like you care about them, and you probably have strong regard for your partner or your family. Now your moon is in the fifth house, so that will give you some, maybe you feel like doing things which are creative or things that express how you feel. Right, so being in Sagittarius, your ruling planet is Jupiter. Now, Jupiter is in Libra, and having Jupiter in Libra makes you a bit of a Libran person as well. So you'll find that you're quite fair, you're quite well spoken, and quite polite, and stuff like that. Now, let's have a look at your Mercury. So, your Mercury is in Scorpio. This will give you more insight into other human beings, and the way you think is you want to get to the depths of things. So you want to find out what's going on really. You don't like superficial things, and when you communicate to people, you're generally quite serious and you mean what you say. Yeah, and you give things a lot of thought before you say them. Now, your next planet is Venus. So, your Venus is also in Scorpio. So, Venus has to do with relationships. Now, Scorpio is quite an intense sign. So, when it comes to relationships, you're probably very serious, which is a bit different to Sagittarius. Because Sagittarius likes to play around a bit, but having Venus in Scorpio, it'll make you more set on one person, and with your group of friends you probably have a smaller group of friends that you like to hang out with rather than a lot of people. So the next planet is Mars. Now your Mars is in Capricorn. Mars is generally about how assertive you are and sort of your physical side, your anger, your passions, and your drive, and that's in Capricorn. So this is a very good place for Mars to be in because Capricorn is very ambitious, it's very strategic and methodical, and having Mars here makes you very career oriented, it makes you very focused on what you do, and it's just a strong place for Mars to be in. Now, the next planet, so I've talked about Jupiter, and now I'm going to talk about Saturn. So Saturn is about how you sort of what you settle down doing. It's got to do with career, sort of got to do with what you want to achieve in life, and that is also in Libra next to your Jupiter. So Saturn in Libra will give you a more sort of, so you'll be very fair and you'll be quite diplomatic and you'll expect other people to be like that as well. And here it says, although you take a while to make decisions, you usually consider all sides to a question, all the pros and cons, and the solution you come up with is very often the correct one. You have a strong sense of justice and fair play and greatly respect the laws and institutions by which you are governed. So overall, I'd say you're a more serious Sagittarius, just from having Venus and Mercury in Scorpio and Mars in Capricorn. Now you also have very Libran traits, having Jupiter and Saturn in Libra. So this will make you a more fair, probably calms you down a bit, and having Moon in Cancer makes you very caring. Now all this works out pretty well because your Aquarius and your Sagittarius side will be outspoken, you'll know what you want, and you'll strive very hard to achieve what you want. And having some Scorpio in you makes you more persevering. It makes you focused on one thing rather than spreading your energies across a lot of things. And having Libra in your sign calms you down a bit, because I know Sagittarius can tend to have a very big personality, might be a bit crazy, whereas Libra will mellow you out a bit and sort of make you more aware of how you treat other people and makes you more aware of all aspects of your life. So you'll probably think about traveling and you'll probably think about work a lot. Now let's talk a little bit about houses. So most of your chart is, it basically says you're quite an extroverted person and you will have a lot of focus on maybe finance or things to do with death and religion, so you'll be interested in those things. And you'll also be Korean oriented, and you will also be interested in traveling. Now let's talk a little bit about how your planets relate to each other. So most of your planets go quite well with each other. Your mind and your heart are in one. They're well aspected. So even though you might be very emotional, your mind is quite strong and it will help you deal with problems in a more rational sort of way rather than getting overly emotional about it. Troubles you may have in life. So your Mars is 90 degrees to your Saturn and Jupiter. So that's a bad angle. It means you will have trouble. Now Mars represents how you assert yourself in life, and Saturn is about your discipline, and Jupiter is about how you expand in your life. So maybe you'll find yourself being too ambitious or getting too hot-headed, and then that might cause problems for you when you work. You might be prone to criticizing people or becoming very restless and very violent in a sense. That's just from that aspect. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about monkey. So 1980 is metal monkey. Monkey is quite a social sign. It's sort of like Leo in Western astrology. So monkey will make you generally quite good at talking, and you'll be very charming. People will listen to your ideas and they will follow you. So you'll be good at sort of leading and manipulating people if it comes down to that. Alright, so overall I'd say you're quite an outspoken and friendly person, but on the inside you still have feelings and you have strong considerations and morals and work ethic. And being monkey makes you quite popular, and being a metal monkey makes you quite hardworking and persistent. So yeah, overall, your sign and your astrology, it's extroverted and it's well balanced. You have stuff in every element, so you won't be lacking in like fire, air, water, or earth. The only thing you might lack is earth. You only have one thing in an earth sign, and that is Mars in Capricorn. But that's a really good place for Mars to be in, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. So yeah, overall, I'd say pretty happy person. You might find trouble in work when you feel like you have this strong drive, very strong ambition to do things, but then another part of you wants to be a bit lazy, wants to be a bit more laid back, and wants to consider everything, whilst another side of you just wants to charge in and get things done. But yeah, hope that is helpful. Remember to like, favorite, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff. And yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. Alright, good night.